fans, once again it is me, the Horror Miser Monty G. Yes, it's time to review the latest TV series from Netflix called Warrior Nun. Yes! Now, Warrior Nun is a 2020 American fantasy drama web series. It was created by Simon Barry. It's based on the Warrior Nun Orilla comic book series created by Ben Dunn. Now, the cast is Alba Batista. We have Toya Turner, Talika Ratten, Lorraine Adrian, Christina Toretti Young, and Kristen Ola. Oh, I kind of butchered some of those names. Now, basically, after waking up in the morgue, Alva Silva, an orphan teen, discovers she now possesses superpowers as the chosen Halo barrier for a secret sect of demon-hunting nuns. Yes. Now, when I first saw the trailer of Warrior Nun, my first thoughts were, wow, this looks like an updated version of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You know, you have this person who's chosen to fight the demons, the vampires, or whatever supernatural creature that we saw in Buffy. She was known as the Slayer. This one known is the Warrior Nun, and they have some similarities. Now, based on the comic book Warrior Nun Orilla, Simon Barry, whose TV credits include Continuum, Van Helsing, and Glad Bud, brings us his modern version of Joan of Arc tale about a secret sect of nuns who fight off demons for the Catholic Church. Now, the leader of this sect is called the Warrior Nun, due to the fact that she has a halo of an angel embedded in her back, granting the Halo barrier superpowers. Yeah, I cracked up about that too. No, with the Warrior Nun, along with her sister nuns, they're part of a sect called the Order of the Cuneiform Sword, or OCS. Mentored by Father Vincent, they go out and protect humanity against the forces of evil. You know, remember that line from the first season of Buffy? She alone will fight up against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of darkness. She is the Slayer. And this one, she is the Warrior Nun. Now, I never read the comic, but that's basically the overall premise of the show. Now, basically, I will try not to spoil too much of the first season. There'll be some minor spoilers, but I'll try my best not to spoil anything. It might ruin the some aspects of the show, but I will keep the spoilers down to a minimum. Now, when the series began, we're introduced to Alva Silva, a newcomer, played by newcomer Alba Batista. Now, she's an orphan who died in an orphanage while in the morgue of a church. Whoever thought of a morgue in a church, or a church that has a morgue, she's brought back to life, and the nun sticks a glowing ring in her back. It's actually the halo that was supposed to be given to one of the other sister nuns, but a demon, they got attacked. The nun took the ring, or the halo, and stuck into the back of Ava, and now she's brought back to life because of it. Now, elsewhere in the church, we learned that the OCS was ambushed and that the current warrior nun, Shannon, was seriously injured and dies from her wounds. Yeah, that's not very good. Now, after the first episode was kind of an introductory episode, introduced to Ava, her situation, and some of the nun characters, and basically sort of not a good exposition storyline, but sort of introducing all the characters. We split time from Ava while she exploring her newfound way of life. She was paralyzed from the waist down when we first meet her, and also how she learns her new abilities with the halo. Now, while Ava's out trying to figure out what the hell's going on, the sister nuns, mainly Sister Mary, tries to find out who ambushed them at the docks. Now, during this time, for me, this is when the series seems too much like something you would see on the CW. Now, I understand what Simon Barry and his writing team were trying to do. They were trying to build Ava's character because we really don't know that much about her when the series began. What we do know about her throughout I say, the first 2 or 3 episodes, she's been bedridden since she was 7. We do get some backstory of Ava's backstory during the later in the season. And now she can walk, she can phase through buildings, and she can heal very rapidly thanks to the halo. But that's kind of what we get during the first 2 or 3 episodes of the season. And to me, it's sort of like something that you would see either on Riverdale or even Nancy Drew. Some of those teen angst things that we see on the TV shows on the CW. Now, in the second episode, she encounters JC and his merry band of freeloaders. Now, basically, they travel around Europe staying in very expensive houses while the owners are away, taking advantage of what they have in there. It's something similar to what the real life Bling Cream crew did, I think during the 2000s. I can't remember when they came about, but that's basically what JC and his merry band of freeloaders do. They spend the night in an expensive house, they go to the parties, they might steal some stuff, and then they come back. By the time they know the owners are coming, they're off and away. Now, it's during this time where we get to see Ava kind of bond with JC, and we see all this stuff right here. To me, it's more teen angst stuff, and again, it seems kind of out of place for this type of show. Then again, I'm guessing that the writers felt this would be the type of reaction that a girl like Ava would have, especially the condition she just left from. She's kind of happy. She's walking. She's exuberant. She sees this cute guy that she wants to get with. She's having fun with these people that she doesn't have met before, all the while still trying to figure out why they got this thing in the back. But she doesn't have no idea what it is yet. By the time we get to the third or fourth episode, I forget which one, Ava and the audience, we finally get to learn some of the origins of the Halo and the OCS. We've also finally get to spend some time with some of the sister nuns as well. We got some brief here or there during the early episodes, but probably around the fourth or fifth episode that we get to learn some about the nuns. We learned that Sister Liva was supposed to get the Halo next, or she was the next in line, as they call it. Sister Mary, better known as Shotgun Mary, also learned the truth about the ambush. And she's not too happy about it neither. No, while all this is going on, we get some other subplots that happens throughout the season. One comes from Julian Sylvanus. She's the CEO of this high-tech company who becomes interested in finding Ava. I think in episode 2 is when she's introduced. The other is Colonel Doretti, played by veteran actor Joaquin D. Almeida. It seems that the Colonel has his own plans for the OCS as well as the Catholic Church, and that subplot continued on throughout the rest of the season. Now, as the series goes on, we learn more about the sister nuns and their backstories, as well as Ava tries to figure out where she belongs. Does she belong with the nuns? Does she belong with JC and his crew? Does she belong with Julian and her high-tech company? She doesn't know where she fits into. As we reach the end of the season, secrets are revealed. We have a betrayal, and the real truth about the Halo is also discovered. All those I will not say anything, but the people who have seen this show, I'm pretty sure understand what I'm talking about. Now, my main problem with the show is the shifts in tone. Now, as I stated earlier, we have Ava with her teen angst, and then we have the nuns, the demons, and some decent fight scenes later on. Again, I think what they were trying to accomplish here is to show Ava, who's a teenage girl, and obviously she's still going to have these feelings that she has not expressed. She has been isolated in this orphanage for half her life. I think she was 7 by the time that she was in the orphanage. We learned, like I said, we did learn some of her backstory, which I will not reveal here, about how she got to the orphanage there in the first place. And now that she can walk, she's attracted to this boy. She loves his life. She wants to go ahead and party. And it kind of not fits the type of tone that everyone probably suspected the series to be, especially when you saw the trailers. It's not till we get at least to past episode 5 do we actually get to see the nuns do what they do best, and that's fight demons. Like I said, we have a great fight scene. We have this demon that is trying to go after the Halo barrier. We have some decent scenes in there. And like I said before, that's one of the problems I have with the show is the shifts in tone. Now, we really don't care that much about JC and his merry band of freeloaders. I mean, they're just there and then they're not there. I mean, some people may like how Ava and JC get together, but after the 5th episode, I believe we never see JC nor his merry band of freeloaders ever again. I mean, that's it. No mentioning of JC, nothing. He's completely forgotten. Now, it's interesting that they cast a bunch of relatively unknown actresses for the nuns. Now, Beatrice is fine as Ava. I believe this is her first starring role, And she does get right about emotions for Ava. I mean, she's scared, she's afraid, and she's also angry, upset for what has happened to her. She doesn't know which way to go. You know, she doesn't like to be lied to. Everyone's after her, whether it's the nuns, whether it's Jillian, or whether it's any of those two factors. They seem like she doesn't know where to go. Another thing I didn't like was this first-person narration she does throughout the season. Kind of becomes annoying at times because while there was one particular scene where she's talking to JC, she's particularly just telling how attracted she is to him, and it just kind of throws the whole thing off. It kind of just it's bad enough that I didn't like that at all throughout that particular part of the show, but it just throws everything off. It distracts the audience on what's taking place onto the show. Now, if you're going to do that, you have to have the right type of voice inflection and the right type of actor or actress is going to be narrating, or you have to limit the narration so that way it doesn't become a distraction, and that's the problem I have. Now, they kind of must have realized that because it doesn't narrate that much throughout the rest of the show. But in the beginning and throughout the first 5 episodes, the narration kind of bugged. Now let's talk about the nuns. Now, out of all the nuns, Toya Turner, which I love very much, is greatest sister Shotgun Mary. As we progress throughout the season, we know that she really is a nun because she curses a lot. And she has a lot of anger in her. As we learn later on, when we listen to her backstory, we find out the reason why she does. But despite all that, she does love her sisters and will fight to the death for them. Because in her mind, this is the only true family that she's ever known. Another nun I like was Sister Beatrice, played by Christina Toretti Young. As the season goes along, we learn more about her and her backstory. And one of the things that everyone, I believe, will love about Beatrice is that she is one badass nun. I won't say anything more than that. Another problem I have with this show is Julian Salvis. At first, she seems like she's going to be an antagonist based upon her relationship with Colonel Doretti, especially after the events in the 3rd episode. We think that they're going to clash as far as what she's doing and what he wants as far as the church is concerned. However, after that encounter, she really doesn't have anything to do in the narrative, even when her true motivations are revealed. I believe maybe in the 5th or 6th episode. I might be wrong, but yeah, once that revelation is revealed, it doesn't really do anything to support her character. Now, obviously, this series takes advantage of the Spain landscapes and background, the bit of location where the show is shot at. We have great cinematography. All the locations look great. The churches that they shot at are very grand in scale, look beautiful on the outside and the inside. It gives it that sort of a little gothic feel, or that type of feel that the tone that they were looking for the show. So I do give them credit for the how this series was shot. Now, overall, well, as much I'm pretty sure everyone like to be the next type of Buffy, but it's not Buffy, and it's not going to knock everyone's socks off. However, thanks to some decent acting from Alba Batista, some excellent cinematography, and some decent fight scenes, I would give this show a chance. It's got some potential. It's not the best show Netflix has given us, but it's certainly not the worst. I'm pretty sure some people will enjoy what the show gives us, and I'm pretty sure some people will not like it at all. So that's my review of the first season of Warrior Nun. There's been no announcement if Netflix is going to renew it. So if you want to watch it, it's available on Netflix. It only take me a few times to binge watch it. If you can get past, I would say, the first 4 episodes in, I think you will be able to enjoy the show. Like I said, it's not great, not the best thing. It's not Buffy, but it's okay. So that's my review and video of the first season of Warrior Nun. If you did enjoy this show, or if you have watched it, please leave your comments in the comment section below and tell me what you thought about Warrior Nun. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button and ring the notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put up new videos such as this one. Also, all my social media links will be in the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G, and always remember, horror rules. I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.